Today on the channel, Best of 2025 countdowns continue, and in today's video, we're doing a special top 9 countdown as I count down my top 9 Hulk Hogan figures of 2025.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Best of 2025 countdown video. And today, we got a little special one. We got a little bit of a twist. As the last few years, we've counted down the Hulk Hogan figures of each year. No year being bigger than last year with the 40th anniversary of Hulkamania. However, here in 2025, Mattel's dialed it back a little bit, and we're going to do a top 9 countdown of Hulk Hogan figures from Mattel. Now, I didn't count plush items, I didn't count bobbleheads, just Mattel figures from all the different Mattel wrestling figure lines. That's what we're counting down here today. And as I mentioned, last year, 40th anniversary of Hulkamania, they dialed it back a little bit. There was a lot of feedback last year that there was too many Hulk Hogans. Maybe you were in that camp, maybe you weren't, but we counted down every single Hulk Hogan figure of 2024, and I said, hey, let's do it again in 2025. And I was hoping for a top 10, but we came out to a top 9 countdown this year. And we got some really bad Hulk Hogans in this list, and we got some amazing Hulk Hogans in this list. So it's going to be an interesting countdown. But once again, I'm going to ask you, put your list in the comments down below. Start at number 9, work your way to number 1. Number 1 being the best Hulk Hogan figure of 2025. And as I always say, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. Your list could be right, and so can mine, so can mine. And we got a lot more countdowns as we finish up the best and worst of action figures in 2025. So without further ado, let's kick it off at number 9. We begin our countdown at number 9 this year with 9 Hulk Hogans to be represented in our top 9 countdown for 2025. At number 9, we go to Walmart, beautiful this time of year, for a pack that just finally hit clearance online. It was $35. Your mileage may vary as usual, but we're going to the Mattel Elite line. We're going to Hulk Hogan NWO edition, WWF edition, WWE edition, whatever you want to call it, from the 3-pack with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. A very cool idea for a 3-pack. Unfortunately, the execution a little less than, maybe not the best molds for some of these figures, and the heights really being all over the place. Little short version of Hulk Hogan right here. Now, for you customizers, there's enough stuff with some meat on the bones maybe to use some of this for different Hulk Hogan figures, maybe other figures as well. But as far as a Hulk Hogan figure, a little less than to be desired here. That's why it comes in at number 9 in the year-end list. Next up, we go to the number 8 spot. At number 8, feeling a little of that old-fashioned Iron Maiden deja vu. As number 8, once again, a Walmart exclusive. This one, though, part of the WCW, WWE Monday Night Wars line. Once again, it's NWO Hollywood Hulk Hogan. This is more of what I think of him when he was announcing his run for president, that time frame there, with the crazy, weird moment in time sunglasses, and then the black and white attack for the NWO as usual. Not a terrible Hulk Hogan, definitely better than the last one, but this one here isn't peak NWO era. It's a little bit of an afterthought and a bit of a deep cut in the career of Hulk Hogan and some of his looks over the years. But this one here with the stocking hat and weird sunglasses comes in at number 8. Countdown rolls on to number 7, and the number 7 selection was a Mattel Creations exclusive in 2025. We're going to the Retro line, yes, Mattel Retro line, for a little Hulk Hogan, aka Rip. Perfect to pair with your Zeus, perfect to have in that universe, the No Holds Barred universe. And I was never the biggest Hulk Hogan fan. However, No Holds Barred, I loved that movie as a kid. A movie about wrestling, sign me up. Loved watching that one. The first time I ever saw Stan Hansen, I'll never forget it. Never forget it, like it was yesterday. But this one, pretty darn cool to go with that Zeus figure. Rip in the blue. Obviously, a little bit of a repaint here. Got to get the most out of your molds. You hear it all the time. They did that here, but they did it in a fun way to give us a rip figure. Now, we've not the first time we got a rip figure, maybe not the last time either, but I'm here for this one. Fun for what it is. It comes in at number 7 in the top 9 countdown. We steamroll on the countdown here to number 6, and the number 6 selection, if this wasn't a quasi re-release, this would probably be higher up on the countdown here, but it feels like we've been there before once again, but still a good figure in its own right. Number 6, we're going to the Mattel Ultimate Edition line. We're going to the greatest hits, Hulk Hogan, and for many a generation, this is their classic Hulk Hogan. This is what they close their eyes at night and see as Hulk Hogan. And honestly, I feel like we should have this kind of a Hulk Hogan out there in the historic yellow and red attack. You should almost have it out there at all time, be it an Elite line, be it an Ultimate line, WWE Superstars line, something along those patterns, as this is the iconic Hulk Hogan. There's always somebody looking for a Hulk Hogan, and there's always that collector that isn't a collector that begins a collection with the nostalgia of Hulk Hogan. So I could see this one being put to use many times over the next couple of years in a lot of different form bases. But this is a very iconic Hulk Hogan. There's no doubt about it. It just comes in at number 6 on my top 9 countdown. We've hit the halfway point, kinda, in the top 9 countdown. We're at number 5, close enough, and usually the halfway point in our top 10 countdowns. As usual, make sure you get your list together, put it in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channels. I have 2 YouTube channels with content every day, and we're doing a ton of best of, celebrating the best of action figures in 2025. Videos much like this on all the different toy lines we do unbox, so make sure you do subscribe to the channel as we finish out 2025 best of season. But here we are at number 5. Have to imagine many a people will have number 5 selection at number 1 as a runaway vote. Seems to be extremely popular. Just came out here technically Black Friday weekend, but we've had them in our hands for a while if you ordered online. What is number 5? We're going to Mattel. We're going to the return of the LJN license. We've got the LJN edition Hulk Hogan. Now, once again, I'm a broken record. I get it. This would probably be higher up my list if it was a brand new pose. But being an old pose, albeit a classic pose, I'm going to be the first to say it. I'm not a Hulk Hogan guy. I've said that in the channel before. I've said it in this video before. However, I call it like I see it, and this is the most successful wrestling figure of all time. Has to be the most purchased wrestling figure of all time, was the regular LJN edition of this. And in my brain, for that reason, make it different. However, they didn't want to go that route. They wanted to re-release basically an updated, modern version of that classic figure. I understand why they did it. Me personally, you like what you like, you don't what you don't. This one does come in at number 5 for me. I understand what they're going for. It's nostalgic for a whole bunch of people, just not as good as it could have been if it was in a new pose for me personally. And that's why it comes in at number 5 in my year-end top 9 Hulk Hogan list. We've arrived at spot number 4, and number 4 is the definition of constant learning, constant improvement. As we originally got this figure 3-4 years ago, what is time, as we always say, and it was a little less than at the time, but it was an amazing figure. Most of us liked it, including myself. It was just one of those, what could have been if it was correct? Well, fast forward here to the end of 2025, we go back to Ringside Collectibles, as this was originally a Ringside Collectible exclusive. Now it is another Ringside Collectible exclusive. We go from the Vault, Series 7 for NWO Hulk Hogan in the red and black attack, but improved with the beautiful hot dog tan. That's the magic mix that was missing from the original release from Ringside. Now we get it back again. Basically the exact same figure, except with the corrected tan. It's great they got that fixed and improved. I wish they would have just got it done the first time, but I guess better late than never. So number 4 comes to us from the Vault, Ringside Collectible exclusive, Hulk Hogan Red and Black Edition. Here we are, we're down to the final 3 Hulk Hogan figures of 2025, and number 3 is one we already saw. However, this time we got a little bit of a twist, and that twist makes it jump up to number 3 in this countdown. Number 3 comes to us from Mattel, obviously, but LJN line once again for Hulk Hogan, but this one, a bit of a twist to it, as he's got the Hulk Hogan hot dog tan. Once again, I always like it when they make figures different. And the original one over here, which we already talked about in this video, it has more of the skin tone based on the original LJN. I personally, this is me once again, you like what you like, it's my personal opinion. I think they should have just released this one by this. If they're going to keep this pose, that's fine. Keep it with this tan. Don't put this tan out there. Is what it is. It's it's one opinion. Once again, that's what all these videos are. But I much prefer the tanned version here because it feels different. It looks different than the original LJN. And yes, there's differences in all of them a little bit, but this one is a little bit farther, makes it not feel like just a rehash because of the skin tone. Now, personally, once again, I would have liked a whole brand new pose. Could we got the Hulkster hug going on in the LJN pose? I would have been okay for that as well. But all things considered, I do understand the nostalgia of this. I grew up as LJN kid. These are the first wrestling figures I ever played with. Everybody had this Hulk Hogan, whether you're a fan of wrestling or not back in the early 80s. So I understand all of this. I understand the hoopla. I understand all sides of the discussion. But for me personally, I prefer the tan version. That one's going to come in at number 3 in the top 9 2025 Hulk Hogan list. Down to the final 2, we're at the number 2 Mattel Hulk Hogan figure of 2025. And this one, we go to Target as it was a Target exclusive. And this is the one, unfortunately, that was on the pegs when the Hulkster passed away. Very sad to hear anybody passing away, honestly. We know how that goes. But big loss to the wrestling fandom, wrestling universe, whatever, with Hulk Hogan passing away. And I guess you'd say unexpectedly, too. I mean, it was quite the thing. There's always controversy, it seems like, when people pass away. But it was sad to lose Hulk Hogan. And for many people, it closed a book on a chapter of maybe their fandom or their wrestling fandom in general, not alone just their Hulk Hogan fandom. So just sad when anybody passes away. And we got to mention the Hulkster passing away this year. Be interested to see next year what we get for Hulk Hogan figures as well. We know we got a few already announced, but this one was on the pegs when Hulkster passed away. It was in all of my Targets, and then the next day after he died, guess what? They were all gone. You can imagine once the news of the Hulk Hogan dying, people go to the toy section, they look, oh man, I'm going to represent the Hulkster in my collection. Bada boom, bada bing, Hulk Hogan's all sold out, and haven't really seen this one around since, but a fabulous, fabulous Hulkster that came out this year. Coming in at number 2, Ultimate Edition, Hulk Still Rules, Hulk Hogan, Target exclusive, Hulkamania running wild one last time in the Ultimate Edition line. And we know we got more Ultimates around the corner, but a very good Hulk Hogan from late in his career. I always loved this era of Hulk Hogan for whatever reason. Once again, I'm not a huge Hulk Hogan fan. It's not like I was like WrestleMania 6 Warrior about it, but the nostalgia factor hitting hard, tagging up with Edge, winning the tag team title belts, Mr. America transition, all of that. I was into it around that time of the Hulkster and what was going on. It just kind of got cut short, as we do know, but this Ultimate didn't get cut short. It did come out as a Target exclusive, and I was here for it. An amazing figure coming in at number 2, but it means there can only be one. What is the number 1 Hulk Hogan figure of 2025? Well, stay tuned. Here we are, the number 1 Hulk Hogan figure of 2025 as voted by me. Once again, put your list in the comments down below and let me know what your number 1 Hulk Hogan figure is of 2025. Have to imagine most people are going to say the LJN. I just have a feeling, but you never know. You never know. You might be like me and be something different. But this one came a little bit out of left field, but this one looks so good displayed. It is a bit of a repaint from a Hulk Hogan 3-pack we got, once again, as a Target exclusive. What was that, last year, I guess, in 2024? But this is a good one that came in the Mattel Elite Greatest Hits line. It is the Hulkster, but in the white and red attack. A very cool looking Hulk Hogan figure. Absolutely like this one. This one just has an aura. When I look at my Hulk Hogan collection right over here, there's a few different figures that stand out, and for whatever reason, my eyes always go to this one here. Now, the prior edition, I think, had the baby blue colors instead of the white, but the white and red attack is very iconic for the Hulkster. Maybe not as, well, no, maybe about it. It's definitely not as iconic as the yellow and red. But a very good look for the Hulkster once upon a time. Reminds you of him against Terry Funk, some Saturday Night's Main Events, things like that. Just a very good looking Hulkster. Love the title belt inclusion. It's always nice to get that. The extra hands are always beautiful. But the head sculpt on this one, something about him chewing on that bandana takes it over the top. And we remember that era of Hulk Hogan coming down to the ring, chewing on the bandana a little bit. Just a very good looking figure, a very clean looking figure. and my favorite Hulk Hogan figure of 2025. So there it is, the top 9 Hulkster figures of this year. Be interested to hear your list once again in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, and as I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe to both my YouTube channel videos, or channels, 2 channels, to keep you busy every single day, of course. Videos every single day on both of them. Make sure you do subscribe as you celebrate the best of 2025 this year in action figures. Don't forget Patreon, YouTube channel memberships as well. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which conveniently enough is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available each and every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for the Hulk Hogan top 9 of 2025, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
See you later!